that the buttons on the sides and on the tops of most smartphones can be cumbersome. You're supposed to push these buttons with the very same fingers that you're supposed to hold onto the phone in the first place. Not surprisingly, people told us this caused them to drop their phone, or at the very least, to fumble around to find the volume. We figured that there had to be a better way. That's why LG put the power and volume buttons right on the back of the G2. It sounds so simple, but as we know, the best ideas often are. The rear key is the only hard key or button on the entire device. There are none on either the front or on the side of the device to interfere with the clean design. And on a practical level, if you're a left-hander like me, it's just as convenient to use. We also learned from you about changing attitudes towards display. We learned that as the way people use their smartphone changes, as they spend more time searching, surfing, streaming, a large display becomes increasingly important. But at the same time, people's hands aren't getting any bigger. We realized that we had to make the display as big as possible while still keeping the phone comfortable in your hand. So, by making the front of G2 a buttonless zone, and by introducing a near-zero bezel design, LG has been able to increase the active display area so that it represents over 3/4 of the real estate on the front of the phone. Or, in other words, to squeeze more screen into a smartphone that still fits comfortably into your hand. Just how much screen? Well, G2 offers consumers a 5.2-inch Full HD IPS display. But with a bigger screen in a compact form factor and with the only hard key now sitting conveniently on the back, surely something has to give. Battery performance, perhaps. Not so. As you'll learn with G2, it was not created to compromise. LG has developed an ingenious and unique stepped battery design that allows us to reduce the dead space within the handset, as is normally found in conventional smartphones. And in doing this, actually increase the battery side to an impressive 3,000 mAh in the case of G2. And with this, also increase usage time. The stepped battery also helps us to achieve the curved contours that we see on G2. And this story of no compromise is continued with the camera. G2's optical image stabilizer technology, OIS for short, allows the camera to take crystal clear photos or record shake-free movies, even if you're traveling in a car. And that's OIS in a 13 megapixel camera. And it's no compromise because LG has introduced this without any bumps or unsightly lens housings to interfere with the design. The handset maintains its slim, sleek design. OIS also means that you can take perfectly lit photos at night. As you will well know, the problem with capturing quality images in low light settings is that you need a longer exposure time, and for every millisecond the shutter is open, you're increasing the likelihood of camera shake and ending up with a blurred photo. As you can see, on G2, this is not a problem. And no need to worry about smudges on the camera lens either. We used an anti-fingerprint sapphire crystal glass lens cover, which also happens to be 3 times stronger than tempered glass. No compromise. G2 not only captures great quality photos, it also produces great quality sound. It is the first and only smartphone which supports hi-fi sound playback. It produces sound quality at the same standard as that used in professional recording studios. The last of the highlight areas on G2 is its UX, or user experience features. Let's look at a couple of examples. Answer Me is created by thinking about how we used to use the telephone. just by picking up the handset and saying, hello. As soon as you have an incoming call and pick up your G2, the phone senses this, turns down the ringtone volume as you raise the handset to your ear and connects the call. No more pushing of buttons to answer the phone. Here we have another UX feature that is strikingly simple. As your children get older, it can be useful to give them your phone for a few minutes to play a game or watch a cartoon. But of course, you don't want them calling your boss on some idle Sunday afternoon. You don't want them deleting an important message or bidding for a new car on eBay. This learning has led us to introduce guest mode on G2, which allows you to customize access to your phone. If I unlock the screen using my pattern, which is an L, it goes into my home screen. If I swipe it again with a G, for example, it will go into guest mode. So, I could talk a lot more about G2 and its unique user experiences, but it's not the main reason we are here today. The main reason is to extend the iconic G series from LG, a series which already comprises both the flagship LG G2 and the big screen G Pro. A series which does not accept compromise, but instead concerns itself with premium devices that are just right for you. And just right for you is the saying that sums up the first tablet to take its place in the premium G series. Today, as LG adds the G Pad 8.3 to its lineup, I want to talk to you more about this quest for just right. As we'll know from the Goldilocks story, the children's fairy tale, things are often a compromise. In the fairy tale, the porridge is either too hot or too cold. The beds are either too soft or too hard. And when it comes to technology, well, just right has long proved to be a problem for tablets. On the one hand, a large, high-quality screen is essential on a tablet for watching an episode of your favorite TV program with your friends. But the downside is that often makes the tablet too big to take with you. It becomes a coffee table tablet. And we see this when we look at tablet usage. Still, most of us invest in a tablet with the idea that it will accompany us on our daily commute, only for it to be relegated to a stay-at-home screen. Of course, there are tablets that you can easily take with you, but watching movies, playing games, even a video call on a smaller, lower resolution screen isn't much fun. If the screen is too small, we're essentially talking about another smartphone. But don't take my word for this. We've learned a lot from what consumers are telling us. We'd like to hear from some of them now.
I don't check it out. It's just kind of hanging around the house, family use.
Yeah, I probably don't take it as much as I thought.
It's a little bit too large.
It's quite awkward if you've got this big sort of lump on it. But most of the time my son uses it.
Watch TV, but I don't use it.
What would make a table just right for me?
Easy, quicker.
Very quick to open and close applications. Easy to take, easy to chat.
No weight, small size.
Ecco small, lite grann.
I need to be able to work on it at all times and in all places. Take it on holiday,
Public transport,
during the flight.
in the car.
So you wouldn't want it too thick.
Just a bit more pocket size. You can put it in your pocket and whip out and use.
It's small enough to get into a pocket. The space still needs to be big enough for you to use.
Big enough to kind of enjoy watching a movie on a really big picture on like a phone. You give it a picture.
Because like, you can like pop it in front of you and then like two of you can watch at the same time rather than having to hold it and you know.
But it has to be able to connect to that all my other stuff.
Well, if you've got a smart television and to be able to link into that and your computer all at once, yeah, I think that'd be great.
Imagine a tablet that is just right. A large, full HD screen on a tablet that you can hold happily in one hand, and which pops perfectly in your jacket pocket. Well, let's take a closer look at what makes LG's G Pad 8.3 just right. Well, uncompromising screen clarity means that it's just right for watching movies or showing your photos to friends. And it's uncompromising because it takes advantage of the full HD trend that we see on TVs now and on smartphones such as G2. In fact, G-Pad 8.3 offers the world's first full HD display in the 8-inch tablet class. And yes, there are other devices out there with similar screen sizes, but these fall short on display quality. G-Pad 8.3, in contrast, is equipped with a WUXGA display, presenting a picture quality that is beyond full HD. In addition, it boasts a 1.7 GHz quad-core engine, courtesy of Qualcomm's Snapdragon 600 processor, so you can enjoy this full HD content as it is meant to be seen. G-Pad 8.3 is also just right to take with you. At just 8.3mm slim and less than 127mm wide, or should that be narrow, it offers the benefits of a big screen in a tablet that tucks neatly into a jacket pocket or comfortably into the palm of your hand. If you don't believe me, here's mine. In part, it is the G-Pad's narrow bezel design that ensures its comfortable one-handed grip and perfect pocketability. Its attractive real metal aluminium back cover is part of its appeal, as is its lightweight build. Actually, far from weighing you down, G-Pad 8.3 weighs about the same as a newspaper or magazine. And with a 16GB user memory, you'll be able to take a lot of magazines with you. Of course, the other limiting factor for portability is often battery life. G-Pad 8.3 squeezes a 4600 mAh battery into its slimline frame. All pretty impressive. But for many people, all they really want from a tablet is the ability to do more on the move. And here too, G-Pad 8.3 proves itself to be just right. Features like Slide Aside do away with diving in and out of different apps. Simply slide aside the screen in use using a 3-fingered swipe to access other apps. And of course, you want to make the most of this big screen. You want to watch your favorite team play whilst you're chatting to your partner. You want to check your calendar whilst answering an email from your boss. You can now control up to 3 different apps in one window with the G-Pad's Q-Slide function. And what about when you're at work? When you're sat at your desk, your tablet will be sat on your desk. And with that product, there's no need to reach for the power button to activate the display. Just like G2, 2 quick taps on the tablet's 8.3-inch screen will wake it up. 2 more and it goes back into standby. As we come to a close, let's think about bringing it all together. And in particular, how G-Pad 8.3 connects to the other screens around you. Thanks to its unique Q-Pair application, G-Pad 8.3 forges a closer link with your smartphone. Every call or message received on your phone will appear on the G-Pad, and what's more, you can send simple replies or reject calls from your tablet. Q-Pair also lets you surf the web wherever you may be, thanks to straightforward wireless tethering. Simply activate your phone's tethering function by turning it on from here. G-Pad 8.3 makes it easy to connect to any Android smartphone, regardless of the manufacturer. You'll even find that any memo you create on your G-Pad using its quick memo function is instantly saved on your phone.